Hi, my name is Vinny Sansalone, and I decided to do my app review on Skype. Skype is a free app that you can download either on your computer, phone, or tablet, and Skype allows us to talk to each other through video calls, texting, or plain voice calls. And off to the side, I have a couple pictures of what that could look like either using your phone or your computer. First, let's go over some history. Skype was created in 2003 by Nicholas Zenstrom. On the side of this slide, I have a picture of Zenstrom just so we could see what he looks like. The first public version of Skype was released on August 29, 2003. Skype is now a part of Microsoft because Microsoft bought the app from Zenstrom, but they continually work together to help improve it. The purpose of Skype that Microsoft and Zenstrom stated on their website, on Skype's website, is that Skype is used for doing things together whenever you're apart. Skype's ability to text, voice, and video chat or call make it simple to share experiences with the people that matter to you wherever they are. Basically, Skype was the original version of FaceTime, and FaceTiming has just increased popularity, but Skype is available to anyone who has a smartphone, computer, or tablet, and it's free to use. Audience. Skype is directed towards everybody to use, but personally I think anyone can use Skype as well. I believe that it could be used in the classroom for students, teachers, and even parents should be using it as well. I believe that it can be used in all grade levels and it can be utilized in any subject as long as you're doing it carefully. Because back in high school, my computer graphics teacher always Skyped another teacher from Columbus just to talk to her and talk about what they were doing and what we were doing in our classes. And we even had like friendly competitions between our classes of who came up with the better project in the end and that sort of thing. And I think that was a very cool idea to use because it allowed us to get to know people, that know some kids in that classroom that we would have no other way of meeting unless we used a computer. So that was pretty cool to use. Educational uses. Students could utilize Skype when they miss school because of an illness or need help at home. Students should be able to contact their teachers or professors this way, as listing instructions could be difficult to understand if they are not present. Personally, I'm the type of person that would rather talk to a teacher or professor in person because that way I can get clarification on if I have any questions or something. I can just ask right away and get feedback immediately. Whereas if I have something written down, I will not do very well at reading it and trying to apply it if I have to ask questions that way, I would have to wait on a email response or text message response, and I just don't like doing that. I would rather have the conversation face to face or over Skype because it's just easier to use. Teachers could utilize Skype when they want to make certain their students, who may be absent, are staying on task and keeping up with everyone. They could also use Skype to communicate with other teachers about different methods to teach class or have interactive classrooms and have competitions between students. That's basically talking about the kind of thing that my teacher back in high school did. And he was the only teacher that we had that actually did that, but he was doing this throughout all of his class periods throughout the day, so he was involving every one of his classes with all of the other classes at the other school as well. Skype could also be used to talk to parents if necessary. Parents could use Skype to communicate with their children's teachers, as this would be a convenient method and more personal than a telephone discussion. I think that teachers and parents should talk through Skype if it's not possible for them to meet in person, to go over something like a simple parent-teacher conference instead of doing it at the school because everyone's job and doesn't allow the flexibility, and everyone's busy, and you don't know, some students' parents may not have time to come in and talk, so Skype would be an easy way for them to talk if it's necessary, regardless of what the topic is. Standards. The ISTES standards that I chose were Standard 2A, interact, collaborate, and publish with peers, experts, or others, employing a variety of digital environments and media. Allowing students and teachers to communicate through Skype enhances student learning when students are either behind or making up for lost time due to an absence. And the ISTEST component that I chose was Standard 3B. Collaborate with students, peers, parents, and community members using digital tools and resources to support student success and innovation. This will work very well since teachers will always have access to Skype to talk to their students if needed. They are also able to communicate with parents if there is an issue in the classroom or if parents just need to talk about an issue. Utilizing Skype will be very helpful towards student learning. Review of Skype. So I'll go over some pros and cons. The pros are Skype provides the ability to communicate face to face. It's easy access, free to download on your computer, phone, or tablet, and it allows flexibility to communicate anytime. Cons. You could have a bad internet connection, and this could cause the app to either be blurry, run very slowly, or not work at all. Another con would be parents may not feel comfortable or be familiar with the program, so if parents aren't comfortable using it and they don't like trying to learn how to use it, then it could be pretty difficult for them to use, and they probably won't want to use it at all. But personally, I think all of these pros outweigh the cons. In conclusion, I recommend that everyone utilize this app, as it can be very helpful to anyone who is having trouble understanding something. When talking face-to-face, it is easier to give directions and an explanation, since each person can ask for clarification if something is unclear. Skype also allows teachers to interact with other schools, and this can show the students how communicating online can be very well utilized. On occasion, I use this app and would give it a rating of 4 out of 5, as it is very helpful to use, but there is always a chance that you may have a bad internet connection and it will not work. I always have to use Skype when I'm at school if I absolutely have to, because I have a much better connection at school than I do at home, because my internet connection at home is terrible. But overall, I would give it a 4 out of 5 just because it is very helpful to use, and it would be very helpful to use in the classroom as well. Thank you for listening.